Thank you for your interest in making a pledge online through the State Employee Charitable Campaign. Today we're going to walk you through a brief view of the process and show you what this looks like. If you have any questions after today's video, please feel free to reach out to your state or local SECC campaign manager. We'll be happy to help you and try and answer any questions that you might have. So with that, let me show you a brief process of how this will work. The main thing that you want to keep in mind as you get started is there's one of two ways to go. The first is to have a link to your specific SECC region. If you happen to know that, you can click on that link. If not, always go to the home page, secctexasgiving.org. So you can choose which part of Texas you fall into with the SECC and have links to each of those located right above the map of Texas. And the way I explain this to folks is that if you think about it as a workplace giving campaign, then whatever county your workplace falls into, that's the SECC region that you want to pick. So you should see a list there. You'll just make that choice and it will take you over to the home page. So when you get there, they'll all look the same, they all work the same, but you will want to make sure that you're in the right part of the state when you make your pledge. Kind of two ways to go once you get to the landing page for your region. If you've given before online, you can just log in. You don't have to sign up again. You can click the existing donors login button, and if you've forgotten your password or if you want to reset it, you can do that. There's a choice in the top right part of your screen where it says recover, and you can recover your password or change it that way. Today though, we're going to walk through what it looks like if you're making an online pledge for the first time through this system. So you just click New Donors, Register Here. You do want to keep in mind that you can't save the pledge once you start it. You just need to walk through the process. So that's just something to keep in mind. The first thing it's going to ask you to do is tell us who you are. So it's going to ask for your employer. You'll see a list of employer choices for your SECC region. If you do not see your employer listed there, kind of one or two things could be going on. One is your agency might not offer online giving at this time, or it's possible that we messed up. So if you're not seeing your employer listed there, the best thing that you can do is reach out to your local campaign manager. Say, hey, can you help me with this? We'll be glad to get that corrected if there's a mistake. So all things being equal, select your employer, and then sometimes it'll even give you a couple of choices underneath your agency or your university. So just select whichever one is correct and then move on. The next thing it's going to ask you to do is just tell us who you are. So for this instance, we're pretending to be Jane Doe. You can just type that out, and then it asks for your state-issued email address. So this is real important. If you do not have a state-issued email address, you'll need to make your pledge through a paper pledge form. But we're pretending that I do have one, and this is it. I work at the Court of Criminal Appeals. And so the first thing it does, though, is it says, enter your email address. I type jane.doe. And then it makes you select what's the ending part of your email. So in this case, it's .texas.gov. I select that, and then a space pops up that I can fill out my specific agency or university. So you do that, create a username and log in. If you have any trouble with the email, again, just kind of raise your hand, ask for help with your local campaign manager. We'd be glad to do that. For instance, if you don't see your correct ending part of your email. But something to keep in mind is as I fill out, like I've done here, CC Appeals, you don't have to put the dot after that. It's already on the ending part of your email. So that's just a common mistake that people make. But type out your email, retype it out, right? And then create the username, whatever you want. That's totally fine. Password, you create that. Minimum 6 characters, but however you want to do that. So you'll say click here to complete your registration. You click that green button, and what it's going to do is it's going to send you an email and said, hey, you're almost there. It'll pop an email over to your inbox. We're just trying to verify that you are who you say you are. We want to make sure your identity is correct. So if you're not seeing that email within a couple of minutes, let us know. because there could be something that got caught in your spam filter or something like that. But let's just say it came into your email inbox like it's supposed to. At the bottom of that email, there'll be a link. You click on the link, and it will take you right back to the site. It says, fantastic, let's make your pledge. So you'll select pledge type, which is always going to be payroll online. If you want to do a cash or check gift, we would love for you to do that. We welcome that. You just have to do it through a paper pledge form. Online is for payroll gifts and contributions. So select payroll, and then you choose how many times you get paid a year. This isn't a multiple choice. It's really just you have to get this correct in terms of how many times you get paid. It's not an optional thing. If you get paid 12 times a year, you have to select 12. You can't select 9 or 3 or anything else like that. The reason that you're seeing multiple choices there is that different state agencies, different universities have different options there. So that's why you're seeing that. So just choose the one that you actually get paid. Sorry, it's not a preference choice. Then you'll say, okay, how much do you want to give per pay period? Say it's $20. It's nice because it does the math for you. It makes that calculation and says, is this what you want to give annually? And you say yes, if that's correct. There is a minimum gift, so regardless of how many times you get paid a year, the minimum gift is $2 per pay period. So if you're 9 times, it's going to be $18, 12 times, it's going to be $24, and so on. So you say, this is how much I want to give through my payroll. The next thing it's going to do is let you choose your charity or charities. And there's a couple different ways to do this. You can look through keyword, like if you know the charity name that you're looking for, or the area of Texas that they serve, or even their code number, name. There's different ways that you can look this up. So you can select any of the 2019 SECC charities, go through it that way. Once you've picked your charities, for instance, I just selected these 3, now it lets you pick how much do you want to give to each charity. And so that's where you can fill that out. And it won't let you move forward until you've kind of spent all your money, right? And so you've divided that out. You can divide them evenly, or if you want to pick specific amounts that you want to give to each charity, you can do that. So remember, for this example, we're using that we're going to give $240 a year. I could split that to the lowest amount, again, is $24 per charity group. So if I said $24 to one and then $100 to another, I still have some money. So it'll keep a running balance there for you until you've used up all that you're going to proceed and give this year. Once you've done that, that's it. There is a little optional survey on there and some other things, but those are all options for you. You are done. So you just hit click, done, yes. And then what it's going to do is it'll send you 2 emails to your inbox. One is a thank you, because we do appreciate you, and we know this is a voluntary thing. You don't have to do this, so thank you in advance for your consideration and anything you're able to do. And it'll just show you a record of what you just did. It says, you know, here's a copy for your records, here's what you put in, and here's who you're giving to and how much. So you can keep that, keep it for tax purposes, whatever you want to do. The other email is a kind of like an I voted sticker. It's an I donated sticker. So that's an email that if you want to encourage one of your coworkers to say, hey, I gave this year, I hope you'll think about doing that, you can forward that on and make it easier for them to make a contribution. So that's just an option. You don't have to do it, but we like that. So that's all, and that's the process. It should be pretty easy for you. Again, if you have any problems during this, if you'll go to SECCtexas.org, you'll notice there's a contact list there for your state campaign manager or your specific region local campaign manager. Click on those links, find those folks. We'll be glad to help you out. Call us, email us, let us know how we can make this an easy process for you. And again, thank you for what you do every day through your work in the state of Texas, making us a wonderful state. We really appreciate you, and thank you for considering making a gift through the SECC. We appreciate you. Thank you.